Tomorrow I'll say we can still be friends, but I'm never coming back here again. I was caught for 3 long years, lost in the thoughts of a young man's fears. I cannot swim in a sea of tears. I found you out and then I disappeared. Now I'm never coming back here again. I'm never coming back here again. This is it now, this is the end. I'm never coming back here again. And so it comes down to this. One sad parting farewell kiss. Goodbyes in this morning's mist. What's mine is yours, but what's yours is his. So I'm never coming back here again. I'm never coming back here again. This is it now, this is the end. I'm never coming back here again. Oh, oh, oh. Never coming back here again. This is it now, this is the end. Tomorrow I'll say we can still be friends, but I'm never coming back here again. 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 Okay, hey, Boozhoo, and welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Nanaboozhoo, and over here, the lovely and the talented Natasha. Ikadon Boozhoo, Weenie Mooshane. Say hello, sweetheart. Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the show. And over here, the rock star cartoonist once again, as he's wont to do, as he's so often here on any particular day, Michael Lyons. Say hello, buddy. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah. And that was the chart-breaking hit, Never Coming Back Here Again, by none other than Michael Lyons. And if you were with us just a minute ago, we accidentally started streaming. I didn't mean to do that, but we're really here now. So thank you for being here on the live stream podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. Oh, looks like Wally Bear is here. Hey, Wally Bear Boozhoo. Is anybody even awake? Yeah, no kidding, huh? We're on pretty early today. 5:34. Oh, and it's daylight savings time, you guys. What is it? Spring forward, fall back. So, gotta set your clocks back. And Wally Bear is back. I'm glad you're here, Wally Bear. Should we give a gold star to Wally Bear? Yeah, let's give him a gold star. Wally Bear, you're first in class. You get the gold star for the day. We're just so proud of you. You know, I don't know. I'm like a proud father. Are you really? Yes. I'm like the proud father who art in heaven. What? I don't know. This was going to be the Ojibwe phrase of the day. And then last minute I thought, oh no, wait, let's talk about dances with wolves. So today is a prayer day, you guys. I know you probably know this, Wally Bear. Anima Gisha good. Prayer day. Sunday. Oh, it's a very sacred day, huh, sweetie? Sure is. I don't know why. I guess it's because it's football day. Yeah, that's right. And, but Nusana, Wakwing, beyond your Father who art in heaven. On this prayer day, I thought we just kind of, I was going to do the Lord's Prayer in Ojibwe, and maybe we will later. Do you want to do the Lord's Prayer yourself? I could do the Lord's Prayer later on and go outside, put out some tobacco. Yeah, we'll do the Lord's Prayer. Banusana wakwing ebian, our Father who art in heaven. And on this day, I mean, it's called Prayer Day, so really, if you want to be all non-denominational about it, you can be all Unitarian. It doesn't mean like it's Christian Day necessarily, but it kind of is. So today I just want to talk about a little bit of some religious art. First of all, here's some religious art. This is the statue of David. This was done by an Italian named Michelangelo. The Angel Michael. One of the most famous religious art sculptures in the world. It's just one of the greatest. I mean, it's the most famous, and it's, it represents a Bible story, so that's why we call it religious. I think for Jews, David is a big deal. Is he? Yeah, the Star of David and all that. So he might even be like a religious symbol to some people. But Michelangelo was, he had Patreons like us, huh? Or patrons. Yeah, he did. And a lot of those patrons are very churchy people. They're like, hey, okay, Michelangelo, why don't you make us a statue of Moses? And he's like, okay, you got the money? Let me see the money. All right, I'm going to do this on the weekends. Michelangelo. So here's, I think this is Moses. And Moses has got a beard that goes all the way down to his waist. But this is just insanely good, huh, sweetie? I know, it's one of my favorites. It's because stuff like this exists. And look at that, how buff Moses was. That's what they don't talk about in the Bible much. Moses lifted weights. He had to with those arms. So it's because that this stuff like this exists is why I pick on Keanu Reeves' girlfriend so much, sweetie. Really? Yeah. Because I know great art is possible. That when I see celebrities becoming millionaires doing their crap, I go, what? No, you guys are ruining the world. So Michelangelo, church comes up to him one day like, hey, Mike, we got a project for you if you want. We have a mission for you, an impossible mission if you so choose. We want you to paint the ceiling. It's really a drag trying to get up there and clean it all the time. So we're gonna pay for it to be a beautiful painting once. Can you just paint the whole ceiling? in the chapel? He's like, well, I could, but I'm going to have to get in some scaffolding in here. That's a lot of paint. Oh, let's say $2,000. Like, what? That's crazy. Adjusting for inflation. And they go, yep, that's all I need. $2,000. And can you give me a radio in here? I want to listen to the game while I'm painting. And so Michelangelo painted the Sistine Chapel. But I've always loved this. I think this is from that. I mean, there are hundreds of paintings like this. This is just random. Nobody even knows. Is it a girl? Is it Mary? Is it somebody, a biblical figure? I don't know. Who cares? Beautiful, just gorgeous, stunning piece of art. And then finally, any other beautiful artwork? I thought I had Jesus in here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Now, did Michelangelo do this one? I don't know. It doesn't look like stuff he did. This is a really famous picture of Jesus. This is on like every church wall somewhere. Jesus, man. Yeshua. Emmanuel. JC, his buddies called him. Hey, JC. But, it's famous for two reasons. One, it's Jesus. Very popular religious figure. He's in that book. What do they call that book? The Bible? Yeah, the Bible. So Jesus, Son of God, gets this painting done of him. And it's so good, people take it for granted. But I used to get really bored in church, and I would stare at this picture for hours, or an hour, I guess. First of all, look at the lighting. This is a painting, you guys. And then there's a certain, I'm not going to say cartoonish quality, but almost supernatural quality to his eyes. They're so white and then so dark at the same time. Not dark, but crisp lines or whatever. And then it's a gorgeous picture. If you think this picture is racist, you're stupid. What do you mean? Some people are like, oh, Jesus never looked like that. He was a black man. So, whatever. Nobody knows. There's no photographs back then. This is an artist's idea. This is a picture he gets. And so now it's the picture I get when I picture Jesus. So whatever. And he's also looking up. There's a certain kind of perfect expression on that face. That's a person praying to somebody he actually sees and knows, or whatever. It's Jesus. And this has been your moment of religious art. Should I pull up Keanu's girlfriends? Oh wait, here's a good one too. What's that? This chick. This was done by a little girl. I think her name was like Arkiana or something. Little girl had a near-death experience, came back to life, and could suddenly paint. This is done by, I don't know, what was she, 12? Insanely good, beautiful. I would say inspired, And again, we've become kind of jaded. We think, oh yeah, I read comic books. Those are pretty good paintings. You go, no wait, look at this. I think this is supposed to be Mary. Just ridiculously beautiful. There's Jesus. Eyes staring into your soul. And here's an angel. Whatever. Great art. It's not even Dig If You Will Picture Day, but sometimes I like to look at art. Because I think you can see evidence for God in people's inspired work. So let's just... All right, so there is religious art. Art done by somebody who I think, creator, gave some, real talent to. Then there is Keanu Reeves' girlfriend, who's a millionaire. Not to sound jealous, but this is what passes for, secular art. Not my favorite. No. I got myself into this, and I can get myself out. Woo! Give me an art show. Look at me. I'm the modern day Michelangelo. I love you. You are something unreadable. Talking to myself. Oh, she loves herself, sweetie. See, that's what you get. This is the kind of work that Satan inspires. Yeah, you think? Yeah. So to me, that just looks like satanic, just gross, insane art. Not even art, just the scribblings of a lunatic. But, how did I not get paella? Okay, whatever. So this, part of the spell that people are under, Satan's taken over art through education and that. And he's made it so people they don't trust their senses. They go, your teacher goes, oh yeah, this is art. Yeah, remember Keanu Reeves? Yeah, okay. His girlfriend. She's a famous artist. She's a professional artist, like Michelangelo. But, how do you compare? Because the thing is, they're both artists. Oh, thank you, Keanu Reeves' girlfriend, for carrying on the legacy of art. Yeah, satanic puppet. Yeah. So, Wally Bear says, is that a Wiener Man statue? Yeah. Today's statue we're going to look at Michelangelo's wiener. Why was it so little? Was, not Michelangelo's wiener, David's wiener. Was David Asian? Hey, that's racist. Sorry. All right. But today, you know what I want to talk about, sweetie? More than art. What? I want to talk about magic dances with wolves. Dances with wolves, Kevin Costner and Graham Greene. And that chick stands with the wolves. Today, today we're going to talk about what was that movie really about? What's really behind Weiji Shimoto Mainganug? Weiji Shimoto dances with Mainganug wolves. Dances with wolves. That was his Indian name, huh, sweetie? Yeah, it was. This is a movie that came out in the 90s or something. Every Indian's seen it like 20 times. Every white person's seen it like at least 10 times. A very popular movie. And I think it was popular because a couple of things. Number one, get over it, people who scream racism about everything. People love Indians. Movie came out with Indians and people were like, hey, cool. I've been waiting for this. We love that stuff. All of us are white Americans, because they don't hate Indians at all. Movie comes out in the 90s and everybody just fills. They're like, awesome, let's go watch this. Hey, it's that guy from Field of Dreams. He's going to go hunt buffalo with Indians or something. We got to watch this. Ouija Shimotao Mainganug. If Kevin Costner had been Ojibwe, this would have been his Indian name. So sometimes people ask me, like, hey man, how do I get an Indian name? I want someone to call me Red Crow. And I said, well, listen, Mr. Westerman. That was Floyd Red Crow Westerman's name. So if you ever meet a famous, not a famous person, but, you know, Indian writers, college people, they'll be like, oh, I am Floyd Red Crow Westerman. And I go, Red Crow, what's that now? Oh, that's my Indian name. You see, I have an Indian name. So the story of Dances with Wolves is a story of a Chimokaman, a long knife, a person of European ancestry, who decides to walk the red road, to walk the ways of the true human being, to follow the trail of the true human being. So it begins, Kevin Costner is he's fighting in a war of the red coats against the blue coats, or something. I don't even know. My understanding of history is so bad, I don't know who they were fighting. But it was white guys fighting other white guys. And he was just about to die, and he goes, oh, to heck with this. I'm going to go die with my boots on. So he crawls out, he puts on his boots and gets on a horse, and he just goes riding into battle. And he draws the attention away just in the right moment. And it's a victory for his guys. Because the other side, the other team they were trying to kill, they all get distracted. Going, what's with that crazy guy? And so they all get gunned down. Commander calls him into his office. John Dunbar. He goes, John Dunbar? Oh, that was some crazy stunt you just tried to pull there. I cannot condone your reckless ways. You know, your shoot first, ask questions later. Tactics have no place in this century. I think that's what he said. Yeah. And he goes, but you're a hero to us. You saved the day. I'm going to give you any post you want in the whole country. And Kevin Costner was like, oh, great. I get to work anywhere, still be in the military. Anywhere in this country, which, what, you mean either out here in the East Coast or out in the wilderness, like in the plains? You want me to go set up way out in the plains? Yeah, okay. Just send me out there. You know. Why not? I want to see the buffalo one more time before, the trains get built in the 1800s. because that's true. Wally Bear says, that was the Army against the Confederacy. Okay, thank you. It was the Army against the Confederacy. And so, was Kevin Costner in the Army or the Confederacy? I don't even know. Dances with Wolves movie, that's right. So anyway, so he goes out and he sets up in the old Wild West. And time drags on. He's like, okay, yeah, I'll go set me up out in Nebraska. Out with the Dakotas. But you got to promise you're not just going to forget about me out there. Like, no, you're a hero. Of course not. So he goes all the way out there. They set him up. And then they forget all about him. The supplies don't come back, whatever. Eventually, one night, he's keeping a journal. And he's all lonely and depressed. And some kids come by and they try to steal his horse. And he runs out there. He's like, hey, you're running, kids. Give me back my horse. And the horse, it just stops and comes running back. I'm like, oh, wow, that guy's got a real smart horse. And so they start spying on him, right? Pretty soon they see him out there, feeding the wolves. And they're dancing nip at his heels. I'm like, oh, look at that guy. He's dancing with the wolves. Pretty soon that old wolf, he starts dancing back. Starts doing a moonwalk, Like, oh, wow, I never saw a guy dancing with wolves. We should call him that. But not to his face right now. We don't even know the guy. Well, eventually, old Kevin Costner, John Dunbar. He goes, you know what? Forget this. I'm going to go in and meet them Indians. Gets on his horse, puts on his military outfit, goes riding into the camp. Even before he gets there, he sees a girl on the side of the road. And, she just tried to kill herself or something. And he goes, oh, hikes. This is not going to look good, but I better pick up this girl and bring her back to the Indians. So he puts her on his horse. He rides in there. It's like, oh, hello there. I'm your neighbor, John Dunbar. Your kids tried to steal my horse. I was wondering if I could talk to their dads, maybe. They're like, hey, what'd you do? You tried to kill that girl? That's my cousin. Come on. They took that girl away from him. He's like, hey, wait. They're like, go on now. Get out of here, you whitey. We don't need your kind here. Look, Grandpa, it's another minority. Here goes the neighborhood. Another white guy. No, go on, whitey. Go back to England. And so he goes back and he's all sad. He goes, man, if that girl wasn't all bloody and stuff, she would have been kind of cute if she combed her hair once in a while. But man, I wanted to make friends with them Indians. I wanted to live like the Indians. I'm sick of being an army guy. So he goes back in there, And they've been spying on him the whole time, Well, what was it, the Shoshone or the Paiute? Why you want to make war with the Pawnee? The Pawnee are the bad guys. Pawnee are coming in, they're trying to kill the Sioux people. And so John Dunbar is like, hey man, yeah, these are real nice bow and arrows you guys got here, but let me help you out. I got some guns back at the camp. I'm going to go back there, I'm going to get the guns. I didn't try to kill that girl, by the way, she'll tell you. And what's up? She got a man? You're like, hey man, her husband's dead, all right? Oh, is she a single mom then? No, she oddly has no kids. We're assuming she's a lesbian. But anyway, so he fights with them side by side with his guns to defend against the Shoshone. So they take him on a buffalo hunt. They're like, come on, John Dunbar, why don't you come with us? We're going to go on a buffalo hunt. And he saves the little smiles a lot or whatever, little teenage boy from getting trampled. Last minute, he just shoots that buffalo, kills him dead. At some point in the story, he did something else sort of heroic for Indian people. Fell in love with that girl. He starts growing his hair out. He shaves his mustache off. He's like, man, I'm sticking out like a sore thumb with this old flavor saver. What else did he do? He did something else kind of notable that was funny. You gave him coffee? Yeah, I gave him coffee. He had the Indians over one time. They're like, hey man, why don't you try this? What you got there? Cedar tea? Ugh. That doesn't sound very good. Here, look, I made some coffee. We call it coffee. You call it makare mashkiki wabu. If you were Ojibwe. But you gave him some coffee and he goes, hey, look, check this out, sugar. And Howad and Dakota, Bois, whatever we call them in Dakota, or in Ojibwe. They were just impressed. Oh, look at it, it's delicious. Oh man, I love this coffee. From now on, let's start every day with coffee and sugar. We can put this on our fry bread. We'll make donuts. That was when coffee and donuts got started. That's how the Indian people came together with the white people. And they shared their coffee and their sugar, and we shared our fry bread, and that became coffee and donuts. Nobody gives us credit for that. I know, it's a tragedy. Bunch of racists. So he just little by little keeps getting a little more indigenous, And he falls in love with that girl and it's all over. He starts hanging around the res and making friends. Finally, one day, the old 10 Bears, speaking of George, or what's his name? Floyd Red Crow Westerman. Old 10 Bears, the elder chief, calls him into his lodge. He's like, come on, man, let's have a smoke. Let's share a pipe. We'll make a little fire. And he goes, you know what, Dances with Wolves, you're a good guy. Thanks for saving my kid. I noticed you snagged up that little white girl we've been, she was our daughter pretty much, but stands with a fist. It's really good. You're following the path of the true human being. John Dunbar goes, dances with wolves. Why did you call me that? He goes, well, this is your name. That's what they call you around here. Dances with wolves. Because you have chosen the way of the true human being. And dances with wolves goes, what do you mean by that? He goes, well, there's two roads. There's the way of the colonizers. There's the military way. You're gonna take the blue pill or the red pill. That's where the red pill started. Like, man, come over to the red side. John Dunbar got red pilled. He was like, you know what? I don't want to be in the military anymore. Screw this. I'm gonna snake some chicks, go hunting buffalo, hang out with my mates, hang out my Nijis here. I'm gonna grow my hair long. I'm gonna live like a true human being. I'm gonna live like dances with wolves. And this has been the story. Ouija Shimotao Mainganug. This is a story of dances with wolves. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's a good story, sweetie. You like that? Well, yeah. I like the movie better. Yeah, me too. Dances with wolves, you guys. It's kind of a journey story, it's a story of a man finding his true self, maybe. It's a story of co-opting another culture's traditional ways as your own. John Dunbar was the original Johnny Depp. Yeah. Dances with wolves. So which movie do you like better, Dances with Wolves or Smoke Signals? Dances with Wolves. Really? That's sacrilege. Dances with Wolves is a story about a white man. It's a basic mainstream Hollywood movie. How can you say that? Smoke Signals is an Indian movie. I know, but it sucks. Yeah, it kind of does. Sorry, everybody. Everybody loves Smoke Signals, and I do too. But, you can't compare the acting to Kevin Costner and Graham Greene and those guys. Smoke Signals didn't have any, buffalo hunting scenes. Yeah, Dances with Wolves is a way better movie. So what's going on down here? Lou Page is back. Hey, Lou Page. Early as... I wonder what the F word means are. Early as... I can't think. Watching before heading out to nature. Oh, wow. Lou Page is going out to nature. Is it hunting season already? I thought you guys only hunted at night. I'm at work, a dispatcher. Wally Bear is a dispatcher. Oh, wow. I heard there was a house fire in Cass Lake last night. Somewhere. Were there 2 house fires recently? I don't know. It's so crazy. It's crazy, man. Dispatcher. How come the dispatchers always sound so bored? Whenever I hear those 911 calls, they're like, 494. We got a active shooter, school shooter, and the dispatcher's like, all right, what now? Oh, no, it'll be like this. The person calls up all scared. I think she's dead. I think you gotta bring somebody. Send somebody, please. 911. Dispatcher, please. I think she's dying. What's the nature of your emergency? Stay on the line, sir. We're sending somebody to your, But they have no emotions, If it was me, I'd be like, what? Get out of the house, run. I don't know. Turn your phone around. Get a video. I want to see this. Dispatchers. I think, is that dispatchers? Like, you're the 911 person? Wally Bear says, what surprises me is that Dances with Wolves isn't classified as educational. Really? Everything I know about Indians I learned on Dances with Wolves. That and, what's my other favorite Indian movie? Thunderheart. Yeah, speaking of Val Kilmer. he was more than just the second to the worst Batman after Christian Bale. Yeah. Val Kilmer was a very convincing mixed blood. Wisakode Winini in the movie Thunderheart. You know, he looked just like my dad, actually. Really? Yeah. When my dad was a young man, if Val Kilmer had blacker hair, you know. Yeah, that's kind of like Dances with Wolves too. Val Kilmer goes out, he's a Washington Redskin, and he goes out to meet his people in Pine Ridge Reservation. And while he's out there, he uncovers corruption in the police force and reconnects with his cousins and that. And they tell him what it means to be a true human being, how to give tobacco, how to honor your elders, how to shapeshift into Jimmy Looks Twice. Thunderheart. That should be an educational movie too. But no, you know how like schools are. They love just one brand of Indian education. They want the CRT version. You know, that's the government approved Indian education. Okay, this is the Indian. This will be the Indian narrative. We're going to look at everything from the perspective of Columbus, and then fur traders, westward expansion. You know, I kind of feel like worse than Hollywood misrepresenting history is that our education, our government education, public education, has done more damage and created more fiction around Indian people than anything else. You know. Hey, Daniel Black is here. Boozhoo Daniel, welcome to our early morning show. I thought I slept in a little bit this morning. I thought it was 4 o'clock before we got up. We got up, made some coffee, and then I sat down and went, oh, right. Daylight savings time. It is 3 in the morning. But ended up, we were talking about religious art. And, Moses, man. Moses was a wild man. I think. Was it Moses brought down the 10 Commandments? I think so. Yeah. More impressive than the 10 Commandments was Moses' beard. How do you grow a beard out that big? Never shaving. I mean, Moses would have been... He would put ZZ Top to shame. Yeah. Do you suppose this is where ZZ Top got their look? Probably. They're probably big Moses fans. Yeah. Moses. Whoa, Lord, my God. We got to do special music today in church. I know. How do I get myself roped into this? Now I'm nervous. Here's my problem. I don't really know any church songs. Like, I've gone to church my whole life, but I never really paid attention to the hymns. And so I go over to my cousin's place last night. He's like, do you know this hymn? I'm like, oh, no. Is it Amazing Grace? Then no, I don't know it. And then he'll start playing my, oh yeah, I've heard that. I remember it now. I remember hearing my grandmother singing it. But we got to do some songs, and I'm vaguely aware of how they go. So I'm gonna kind of riff it on the guitar, and then I think I have to sing a song. I haven't decided what I'm gonna sing yet, because again, I don't know any, except for the one Amazing Grace song I do. But that song is so overplayed, like every funeral. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound They had saved a wretch like Weenie Machine. Hey, I'm not a wretch. Nah. You want to get up here and say hello to the crew? I could. Do we have a song we can play? Oh, I already played that song, though. What are we going to do so we don't got to wait a transition between our two appearances or whatever? I could play Is She Really Going Out With Him again. You know, people probably didn't see that. That might give us enough time. All right. Is she really going out with him? There's a weird thing in music history, music trivia. If you ask somebody, if there's a trivia question, they go, who is Joe Jackson? You're going to have two right answers. One, if you don't understand music, will be, oh, that's Michael Jackson's dad, Joe Jackson. He started the Jackson 5 and plucked his eyebrows. He really did, didn't he? Yeah, the guy was such a freak. I don't know why, but Michael Jackson's, you know, people didn't even bother to mention what a weirdo Michael Jackson's dad was, Joe Jackson, because he plucked his eyebrows. Anyway, so Joe Jackson is Michael Jackson's dad. He sucks. A great singer and piano player from the 80s, Joe Jackson, the English guy, wrote songs like, you know, what's a Joe Jackson song other than Is She Really Going Out With Him? Stepping out tonight, stepping, yeah. And pretty soon now, you know, I'm going to make a comeback. I'm the man. Yep. What are some of those more hits? I know there are a bunch. Can't get what you want till you know what you want. Because you can't get what you need. But anyway, one of the songs I always loved, I think it was his first hit, was Is She Really Going Out With Him? And this features Benjamin on the bass guitar. Only he's singing it. And up next, the lovely and talented Natasha. Miigwech Bizendawieg. Thank you for listening.
Dum dum da 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 dum ba-dum 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 bum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum bum. Pretty women walking with gorillas down my street. From my window I'm staring while my coffee grows cold. Look over there, there is a lady that I used to know. She's married now or engaged or something, so I'm told. Is she really going out with him? Is she really gonna take him home tonight? Is she really going out with him? If my eyes don't deceive me, there's something going wrong around here. Around here. Something's going wrong around here. Something's going wrong around here. Something's going wrong around. Ba-dum, 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 bum, 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 bum. Ba-dum, 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 bum, bum, ba-dum.
Boozhoo! And hello everyone. How's it going? Natasha Nindisha Nakas. Natasha's my name. And let me get situated here. La 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 la. And what's going on? Daniel Black says, trying to sneak a show past a crew member. Yeah, we're trying to get in and out before the crew wakes up. Well, good morning, Daniel Black. Mino Giga Jabe. Good morning. And Wally Bear, Once We're Warriors is classified as cultural, educational type. You know, I've never seen Once We Were Warriors. I've heard that was great. I gotta see that. That's like one of those classic Indian movies that I just haven't seen yet. But yeah, you can learn some from Hollywood movies. You probably don't. We're probably getting false history narratives from most of the movies to some degree, you know. But what else do you got? You know, the news, newspapers, oral tradition, the textbooks, 1492. Wally Bear says, "Hey, Natasha, ask Michael if he'll do a cover of Red's one, Come and Get Your Love. Come and Get Your Love." Redbone? No, Red, what are they called? Come and... Probably not, because I can never... Michael, you ever going to cover Red One's Come and Get Your Love? You know, I've heard somebody asked me to do that before, and I don't know, maybe. Maybe? That's your answer? Yeah, okay, maybe. La 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 la. What was the other one someone asked us to do recently? Oh, remake Wonderwall. Yeah, we could do that. You want to hear Wonderwall? Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you. Nah. By now, you should have somehow realized what you got to do. And I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. You ever have a secret crush on somebody and nobody knows about it? And even that person doesn't know? And nobody else even thinks they're that great, but you think they're just awesome? That's what I think that song's about. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Oh, I think you're just great. You know who I secretly like that people think I hate? Who's that? Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar, defund the police lady? Yeah. Why do you like her? Because she's cute. I don't know. I just like her. When she talks like, yeah, you go, girl. You know, I don't agree with your politics at all. You know, she's all, oh, Minneapolis police are rotten to the core. These are racists. I hate Minnesota. Vote for me. Ilhan Omar. You go, what? But I can't help but like her. I just do. Who else do I like that everybody hates? Jimmy Kimmel. No, I hate that guy. Neil deGrasse Tyson. No, I hate that guy too. Oh, Redbone. Yeah, that's right, Redbone. I couldn't even remember what they're called either. Redbone. Come and get your love. La 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 la. Actual real Indian guys finally got the band some recognition. I used to jam with this band in Cass Lake called Red Cedar Lake Band. And some really good guitar players and singers from in the old days. And when we were getting together, this one guy was like, hey, this is kind of cool. We're an all Indian band. And everybody here is a skin. Well, there's 4 of us. Hey, you know what we could call ourselves? Oh, wait. Let's not call ourselves the 4 Skins. That would be a stupid name. Well, how about Redbone? It's like kind of the same thing. I got a red bone. What is a red bone? Well, you see, I'm a redskin. Never mind. Dirty, get your head out of the gutter. Red bone in your dirty name. No. So what did we learn today, sweetie? Anima Gisha Good. Yeah, that's right. Anima Gisha Good is prayer day. Oh, should I go outside and say a prayer? Yeah, you could. You want to say the Lord's Prayer? Yeah, why don't I say the Lord's Prayer? Would you mind locking on my coordinates and teleporting me, outside? Sure. I'm going to go outside and say a little prayer on this prayer day. All right, you ready to teleport? Yep. All right, one to teleport. Make it so, number one. No. Hey. Ooh, it's a pretty morning. A little chilly. Get a little tobacco. A sema. All right. Get you, Manadu. Odapanan niwi asema. Great Spirit. Make some my tobacco. Nusana. Wakwing Abion. Our Father who art in heaven. Apekesh Gitchi Twawan to make. Get a news a win. May your name be hallowed. Apekesh be dug. Wish a new maguk. Kiduki mawi win. And enderman. May your kingdom come. Wait, I said that backward. May your kingdom come, may your will be done. Apekesh ishiwe pak dibish ku wakwing miku. May your will be done. Gaia king. Or Gaia king on earth. Miku Gaia Ishpaming. As it is in heaven. Ishpaming. Mijishanang nuko. Akishakak nimpakwejikan. Ganimana. Minik iyoyang. Give us today our daily bread. Bunigade ta wishanang. Gaye gaiji nishiki hangnangi. Forgive us for our offenses, just as we forgive others. Gego gaye iji wishin ishikange. Gagwe di benenge winning. Dash ininanma wishanang. Mayanadak. Mayanadak. Do not lead us into temptation, and keep us from what is evil. Gagwe. Gego gaye ishi wishin wishy. I can't say it. Gego gaye. Iji wisha ishi kange. Iji wishi ishi. Iji wish ishi kange. Gagwe dibinin gay winning. Dash inama wishananang. Maya nadak. Do not lead us into temptation. Do not tempt me to speak Ojibwe, and keep us from what is evil. Apenge. Amen. Miigwech Bisandawiya Gichimanadu. Oh, you're very welcome, me daughter. Well, hi. Ladies and gentlemen, the Great Spirit. Hello, Boozhoo crew. How are you? What's going on? I was just listening to your prayer. You know, the Ojibwe language is such a lovely language. I love to hear you speak it. I don't know, I'm not very good at it. Oh, you're getting better every day, my daughter. You know, and the important thing is that you take some time, you know, just to pray and communicate with me in whatever way you want. Okay. Yeah, does it matter if I speak in Ojibwe or English when I pray? Not to me, it doesn't. You pray however you want to pray, my daughter. If you like to hear the Ojibwe language, oh, it's a beautiful language. Yeah, it is, huh? But if you want to speak in Ojibwe or in English, I speak in English just as well. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to head back to the studio. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Kitchimadu. Hello, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day. All right. I'll see you again. Gigawabamin, Minawa. Gigawabamin, Minawa. Kitchimadu. Okay, Boozhoo. Hi, Nanaboozhoo. Hey there, baby doll. Did you say your prayer? I did. Do you want to come back? Would you mind picking me up? Nope. I'm scanning for your coordinates. Okay. 1 to teleport. Energize! Hey, welcome back. Thanks. Did you talk to God? I sure did. Did you put out some tobacco? I sure did. I don't know. Did I miss anything around here? Oh, not too much. Did the Boozhoo crew come in? Hey, did anybody come in and troll us today? I don't think so. What happened to Flat Stuff Earth? Yeah, I guess we're up too early. We probably don't even have that many viewers. There's like one person watching. Hey, what's going on? So, what did we learn today? When we start the show this early, nobody's awake yet, so we don't get that many viewers. I guess that we could have predicted that. Yeah. We learned that today is prayer day. Good. We also learned that Nusana means our Father. Wakwing, who art. Speaking of art, who is, whatever. And Abion, in heaven. Nusana, Wakwing, Abion. Sometimes I'll start a prayer that way. I'll go, Nusana, Wakwing, Abion. Odapadamanan, Niwa Yasema. Our Father who art in heaven, except my tobacco. Because, who cares? And we also learned Wiji Shimoto Mainganug. He's a Dances with Wolves. Coming soon to Netflix everywhere. And, I don't know. What else, sweetie? Did you want to take a call before we sign out? I could. Who's on the line? You got your choice. You can either talk to the Pope. The Pope? Yeah. Or, who else did we have? I guess it's just the Pope. All right, put him on. Line 2? Yep, line 2. Hello, Pope. What's his name? Francis. Hello, Pope Francis. Welcome to the Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo podcast. You're on the air.
Hey there, Nanaboozhoo. Listen to me. Hi, Natasha. It's me, Pope Francis. I can't even speak this morning.
Yeah, what's going on?
I think I'm drunk from last night.
You're drunk from... Let's not start on this.
No, it's okay. It's prayer day. I'm all going confessing, and then I'll get pray, and then I'll get forgiven, and then I'll be okay again.
Okay, this is not working. Sweetie, let's bail on this bit. Okay. Thanks for calling in, Pope.
Yeah, gigawatt min, minwa.
Yikes. Yeah, that was not what I thought. Me either. All right. That was stupid. Well, everyone. What else? Hey, Robin I just came in. Well, Boozhoo, Robin. We've been waiting and waiting for you. We came on really early this morning. Just because we were awake anyway. And after 3 cups of coffee, I feel like coming on and singing at Choose. Well, it looks like Daniel Black's got to go, so we got to go too. All right, Daniel, and everybody else, want to say a bum pee? See ya. Bum pee later. Or whatever. Michael, do you want to add anything? No, would you just tell him about Patreon? All right. If you'd like to support the show, I have no idea why, but if you'd like to, we have a Patreon page, and there's a link in the description. You can help support us every month. Big miigwech, chi miigwech to the people who do. We also have a PayPal account where you can give us a tip. Tip the guitar man. Yeah. And we have a GoFundMe. We're going to raise some money for some equipment. And maybe a guest. I don't want to ruin the surprise. Tune in next week for a special guest host of Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo. And if you'd like to order books by Michael Lyons in Ojibwe language, children's books, coloring books, comic books, what have you, click the link to Amazon.com. And otherwise, yeah, let's call it a show. Miigwech bis and dawi egg. Thank you for listening. And miigwech Gonawabieg. Thank you for watching Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Natasha. This is Michael Lyons. Hey, thanks so much for watching, you guys. This is the star of the show, Nanaboozhoo. Miigwech Gonawabieg. Thank you for watching. And I will see you again. Gigawabamin. Minawa. How? Maybe all. One to teleport. Teleporting. One to teleport. Whatever. Make it so, number one. See you tomorrow.